Yes, well, with great delight, I am looking forward to digging into David Hume with you. I very much enjoyed reading your Hume volume in the Great Series, the Great Thinkers series. I think it's not to flatter you too much face to face, but I think it's not only incredibly helpful as an introduction to Hume, but it's also very gracefully written, and I appreciated the style and the lightness that you bring to the way in which you explain difficult ideas very lucidly. So thank you for the book.
Appreciate that.
I wonder if we could begin our discussion of it with you sort of sketching in why you think it's important for early 21st century people to be engaging with Hume. Where does he figure in our thinking today? Are we Humeans? What is Humish about the way that we are today?
Wow, that's a great question. I mean, I think it wouldn't be right to say that we're all Humeans now, but there's a sense in which there's a lot of Humeanism about, not so much the original Humeanism, but an evolved form of it. Hume is significant because of the way he brings distinctively skeptical considerations to bear, not just on matters of religion, but all matters. He is one of the most radical of the empiricist philosophers, and his philosophy is in large measure an attempt to work out the implications of empiricism and the limitations of knowledge based on the idea that everything we know about the world, if we know anything at all, comes through the senses. Now that idea, that basic idea that you can only know what you can touch and taste and hear and smell and feel, that kind of empiricism, I think there are a few people today who are as rigorous as Hume in it, but it's pervasive. It particularly appears in the form of scientism, which is propounded at both an academic level and a popular level. So certainly that tendency towards an empiricist view of knowledge is quite pervasive, particularly in the sciences today, not so much in the humanities, although you do find it. But also Hume is sort of a prototypical naturalist. How can we provide a naturalistic account, not just of the planets in their orbits, which Newton largely done, but of the human heart, to put it in somewhat romantic terms, or human nature? What would a scientific, naturalistic account of human nature look like, and what would be the implications? And again, that's very much the spirit of our age in terms of Western culture and academia, assuming that we are naturalistic, that the world is naturalistic, that even if there is such a thing as religion, even if religion has some value, even religion itself needs to be subjected to a naturalistic analysis. And so in large measure, that's not just the mark of Hume that's been left on the culture as we find it today, but also it just has a lot intellectually speaking in common with Hume's outlook, whether there's a direct line of causation or not.